Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your host Glenn, back to you again with another video here for you. So in today's video I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite knives that I've been using for almost 10 years now, and that is this knife, which is the Blackbird SK5. With all the knives that I've showed you here on the channel, with all the, with the SC Laser Strike, the Schrade, SCH51M, this by far is that knife that gets picked over pretty much all the knives that I own, and this is the one that I use 99.9% of the time. This is kind of gonna be like a little bit of a review, but it's also going to be, I'm also going to be talking to you guys about some of the changes and some of the other different things that I've made to this knife over the years. So without further ado, let me jump right in. So before I actually talk about the knife, I want to talk about this sheath that it came with. This is the original sheath that I purchased this with. And so yeah, and it fits in there pretty good. It's a very, very lightweight type of sheath. It's got a lot of retention. It's got that strap that snaps in there real good. This pouch did actually not come with it. This is something that I added. Myself, just because I wanted to be able to do a little bit more with this knife. But I want to talk a little bit about this sheath, and I'm also going to show you the second sheath that I actually upgraded to. And we'll talk about more about that in a second. But this sheath is a very, very lightweight sheath. It's Moly compatible. It's Coyote Brown. And when I originally purchased this, it only came in Coyote Brown. And I actually think that they've upgraded to a black one as well. And so yeah, in this pouch, I don't really have anything that spectacular in there. Just I have a ferro rod that I keep in there. This I ended up getting with I got this from the same place that I got this small pocket knife from. This is a Gerber pocket knife, and I got this and the fire steel inside of a little mini survival kit from Bear Grylls that I picked up at Target, and which I actually still believe that they still sell. And on the other side, I also have a whistle that's actually really loud. Pretty loud, and I actually don't remember where I got the whistle from, but it fits perfectly on the side of the pouch. And this pouch is actually held in there by two alligator clips. I don't know if you can really see that. I'm not going to be taking this out just because it's a real pain in the ass to put back together again. It's got a strip right here that's actually really cool. This is actually how I use it to get it on my belt. And yeah, I take this out, I put this on my belt, and then I take this part and put it in there too. Put it right into the slots here. So yeah, this is actually a really, really good sheath. The only downside I don't really like about the sheath, which is why I switched to the other one, was this part. This knife, you can only put it in this way. And the reason why you can only put it in this way is because if you put it in this way, one of the things that can happen is, see right there, the sharp edge right there, it's running up against the strap. It's not going to cut it right off, like as the second you draw the knife out of the sheath. But one of the things that it could do is it could fray it, and it could degrade the fabric that's right here, and eventually this part could eventually come right off. And when that happens, your sheath is basically useless. So enough about that. I'll actually talk to you guys a little bit about the knife now, and then I'll talk to you about the sheath that I upgraded to. So the knife in overall length is 10 inches. The blade is 5 inches. It's got a spear point tip, full tang construction, which basically means that the metal from the tip of the blade continues through the handle, and it's the same thing on the other side. It's got a really flat, durable pommel, and it also fits really, really perfectly in the hand. And it also carves really, really well. actually. Hold on a second. All right, yeah, found a pretty good stick to use. And I think I'll start with this side. So don't want to hit the camera. And so yeah, this is one of my absolute favorite knives to use out in the field. The tip right here, it's really perfect for drilling. And like I said, it fits so good in the hand. If you have big hands, if you have small hands, I'm actually gonna say it's really not that big of a deal. This is gonna fit really comfortably. It's also not really too fancy looking, but so I'm actually going to tell you, I'm going to show you the next sheath that I have for this knife. But the Coyote tan sheath I actually still keep and I still use because it's very lightweight. And this right here is the sheath that I've upgraded to. And I'll actually show you guys one of the first things I like about this sheath. So the very first thing I like about it is you can put it in both ways. And you don't have to worry about the knife accidentally cutting the straps that keep it secure, because these things, I'll actually demonstrate right now. The second you take these apart, they fly up, they come apart just like that, and they spread out nice and wide. So when you draw the knife out of the sheath, there's no problems. Another thing that I also really like as well is this part right here. This part right here. This thing, it's not really too MOLLE compatible, which is kind of a bum, which is kind of a downside. But what you do to get this on your belt, you actually don't have to take your belt off in order to get it on. So what you do is you undo this part, you open this part up, and there's like a strap that's right there. You unbutton that, and the buttons are really durable. And you take this part, you slide that into your belt. I'm not going to demonstrate because it's very self-explanatory. You snap this right on there. And you're ready to rock and roll. And I also want to talk about a couple of things that it comes with. It comes with this pouch, although you can get the pouch on it as well as the fire steel holder, although there is an option where you don't have to have it come with it. And you can also take an Allen wrench and remove this if you really wanted to. Yeah, I've actually never tried doing it, so I'm not entirely sure how well it works. But if anybody in here has done it before and wants to share that it works really well, please comment down below. In this pouch, there's you pull this tongue out, and you actually don't have to dig in there with your fingers in order to get your contents out. So what you do, there's another flap that's right there, and in there is just a fire steel with some, I like to call it frope or scrap rope. And yeah, when I originally got this, it was actually a lot longer. The reason why it's kind of short is because I've actually been using some of it. And yeah, there's the striker for the fire steel. And the fire steel itself, which is right here, has some shot cord. And they also sell the striker and the ferrocerium rod separately. So let's say maybe you lose it, or maybe like it wears out and you want to replace it, you can easily do that. But this right here is actually is a really good ferro rod. This is one of the best that I've actually seen in a while. So yeah, so it works really well. But actually, let me show you kind of my favorite way to use the ferro rod. So that is one way I like to use it, but my all-time favorite method of using the ferro rod is this way. Take the back of the knife like this, and a lot more sparks fly off of this thing. So actually, you know what? Another idea just occurred to me. I'm actually going to show you what this knife is capable of doing. and we'll be right back. So don't go. All right, as soon as we wait for the, that sounds like a helicopter or an airplane. Wait for that to pass by. Yeah, it's a helicopter. I don't know if you guys can see that. Damn, that was cool. All right, now let's get on to the next part of this little video. So right now I want to show you guys what this thing is capable of doing. Actually, this right here is actually a tree. It's kind of half a tree, and what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna, yeah, this is fat wood. Yeah, this is fat wood. Whole new video about that. But I'm actually gonna show you guys what this thing's capable in terms of cutting. Yeah, there you have it. Then I'm gonna try to scrape some bark off of this fat wood here. Yeah, this is fat wood. So those of you who don't know what fat wood is, fat wood is basically it's found in pine trees, and it's basically the wood, and it's soaked in with the pine resin, and it's excellent for starting fires. And unfortunately I don't have any on me, but right there, this red stuff that's right here, that's called fat wood. If you find some, grab it. It's a very precious thing to have, and it's absolutely excellent for starting fires. And see if I can try to, yeah, this right here, this is just a tiny piece. Actually, yeah, I believe this is fat wood. But yeah, any type of light stuff like this is excellent fire making materials. So now what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try doing some batoning. And this wood is very, very soft, so it's gonna slice through it just like butter. Yeah, it's filled with termites. The best thing about termites is they don't bite. Try another one. This one's kind of bent, and it's also got a few notches in it. Also, this part of the branch that just broke, I meant to do that. Yeah. Yeah, this wood right here is really hard. It's white birch. Slice through that knot right there like it was butter. All right, so if I was in a real survival situation and had to make a tent peg for myself, I would continue with this part, but I'm not in a survival situation, so actually, there is one thing I wanted to show you with that stick. Excuse me. So I actually wanted to show you this part right here. This is birch, white birch, and if you peel the skin off, this stuff right here is excellent for making fires. But if you can find like a really, really big piece, it's also good for for shingles to make a roof for like a shelter or something like that. So anyway, guys, that's gonna conclude this video for today. Please give this video a big, huge thumbs up if you liked it. Please hit subscribe, ring the little bell notification next to the subscription button. That way you're notified every time I post a new video. And as always, hey guys, before I conclude this video, I actually want to point out just two different things that I actually just saw in this little patch of woods here. It's got nothing to do with the knife, but it's definitely worth talking about. So what I want to talk about is this tree that you see in front of me, and this pan that I actually just found leaning up against this tree. I'll actually start with this first. So it's just a pan that I just found in the woods. No big deal, right? But this could actually be used in a type of survival type of scenario. Not necessarily for cooking food or anything like that. But one of the things you could do is, because it's metal and it's also, yeah, because it's metal and water doesn't really get inside of the metal, and it's waterproof basically. One of the things that you could do is you could take like a flat piece of wood, put your tinder on top of the wood, and then take this metal pan, put it on top of the kindling. If you have like small pieces, kind of like that one right there, and you could actually take that and use it in a type of survival type of scenario to keep like all your... The next thing that I actually wanted to point out is this thing that I actually just saw leaning up against this this tree that's right over here. So what I want to point out is this pine tree right here. It's actually excellent for shelter making, but I don't know if somebody was here and they decided to camp for the night or what, but yeah, actually I just found looks like pieces of a basketball or something. But I wanted to actually point out this little thing right here. I don't know if somebody was here and like maybe they got lost and decided to spend the night. Although this isn't really my idea of a good shelter kind of setup. But one of the things you could do is you could set up sticks kind of like in this direction, and then you could use the inside part of this tree as kind of like a bed, and it actually kind of looks like that's what whoever was here did. So yeah, I just kind of felt like it was something worth talking about since we're out here. But anyway, guys, now for real, that concludes this video for today. So please subscribe to the channel, and until next time, stay ready, stay focused, stay strong.